Dylan Bechard-Airdrie, 23, almost 24, rap enthusiast, hobby rapper, welder, whole lot of stuff. Everybody at our grade schools did a music class. So shout out Mr. Trokey from Talbot Trail. He always encouraged kids to pursue music in any way, shape, or form. So definitely always was super into it because of him. Taking an interest in rap music and that whole culture would probably be, I'd say, as young as like 6 years old. Like, I mean, G Unit was making hits all the time, and then going into grade school with YouTube first coming out, and Soulja Boy making Crank That, everybody knew how to do that dance. As far as actually writing goes, I would say that wasn't till my late teens. I'm not sure if you want to be mentioned for this, but I mean, even yourself, me and you used to hang out, kick some freestyles, whatever. It's always a good time when you can do that with your buddies. But that wasn't until my late teens. I think the biggest influence for that, though, would have been my buddy DeLond and my buddy JB's. They actually pushed me to like go for it. Me in particular, it's as simple as either like notes on your iPhone or like a pen and paper, man. I don't get into the recording aspect myself, or like the music videos. That's all a whole different realm to me. And shout out to the guys that can do that. They're absolute wizards when it comes to that. But as far as my tools of the trade per se, literally just anything you can write on, and a relaxed environment. The whole local rap community in Windsor specifically, they really encourage everybody. Like if you're putting your words on paper behind a beat or whatever, they'll listen to it, right? So that whole community was a very good push for me. I always had somebody who was making beats for me and doing my videos, like from as soon as I started. So I didn't have that big of a hurdle to jump over, whereas other people might have had to pay for those things. I really had a huge amount of help with that. Yeah, I would definitely say the music thing in Windsor is very close-knit. Like, everybody will try to help you out. When I was doing it, I had somebody doing all my beats, right? JB's, and he's phenomenal at it. And Cash doing all my videos. And this is kind of like, not really when we were all starting out. They had already been doing music for a little bit before me. I was just writing down like verses or whatever in JB's house. We'd literally just put on a beat, I'd spit something, it just came together like super quick. So they always had my back when it came to that. And now, after that time period or whatever, Cash is still doing videos and whatnot, but he's way better than what we were doing back in the day. And that's not to knock what he was doing back then, but I think it helped push all of us to a different level, right? I think because of everybody's help down there, it comes to me more naturally. Like, I don't have to focus on it as much. Like, I'll throw on a beat and just jot something, a quick 8-16 bars down, and I'll be like, oh, that was quick. Whereas back in the day when I first started, I'd be like, really trying to think of something. Like, but it comes more naturally when you have people pushing you and telling you like, yo, you're not bad. What really kind of gets to me is, again, that's why I said I'm a hobby rapper. Like, I don't like being categorized like that, because as soon as you do, there's a stigma like, oh, he's the next wannabe, blah, blah, blah. Like, do it for fun, dude. It can be a hobby. It can be a form of relaxation or meditation or whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be taken serious, right? And I think that's the worst part about it, is that whole stigma like, oh, you want to be this, want to be... It's like, no, dude, I want to have fun. Like, I do it the same as I do my nerdy board game or play Magic the Gathering. Like, it's a hobby to me, you know? If you were actually trying to pursue a career, I would say rap even more so than maybe other genres, because there's an aesthetic behind it, right? Like, everybody expects a rapper to have a gold chain or fancy car, etc., which it comes with the territory. So if you want to take it to that extent, then of course you're gonna have to have a massive budget. But if you're just trying to do this for fun and enjoy yourself or whatever, it's as much as you want to spend on it. As much as you put in is hopefully equal to or more than what you're getting back, right? When I was really serious about it, I didn't have a whole lot of motivation killers. And I mean, back when I was doing it, I had a missing tooth in the front of my face. Like, that would be a huge motivation killer to a lot of people. And I mean, eventually I got to fix whatever, but when I was doing it, everybody that was around me in that area was actually very, very accepting of it. I didn't have anybody really hating on me. The whole community was very good. I had 2 people pushing me with beats and music videos whenever I needed them. So me and JB's, when we made That's How It Goes, we were sitting in his living room, just he's making a beat or whatever. I'm like, yo, that sounds really good, dude. Whatever. And I just wrote a quick, like, I think it was 8 bars or whatever, like a hook. But it wasn't a repetitive hook, it was like a full 8 bars and then onto the verse. You're like, yo, that fits really good. So sometimes it just works like that. You hear a beat that you like and you can just vibe to it and write something out real quick. Sometimes I'll be about to go to sleep and I'll think of a punchline and be like, aha, that was pretty funny. But I think the best one was definitely like when me and Bees were working together. When you have other people working towards the same goal, I think that's the best motivation to actually get that pen to paper. Oh man, it sounds real cliche, but you ignore the haters, blah, blah, blah. It's literally facts, dude. Do it for yourself, don't do it for anybody else. If you want to go and do it, go and do it. Nobody's gonna stop you. Nobody's gonna physically grab you by the scruff of your neck and toss you out the studio. I mean, if you're not spitting some hot shit, then maybe, but. And it's not gonna be that A-list celebrity top tier music video or whatever you want it to be, but it's still gonna be a recording of something you were passionate about, right? Out of all of it, I think my absolute favorite, especially back when I was doing it, would be going to the studio, like me and Bees getting ready to lay down a track and like get the finishing touches up on it. It goes from being like a diamond in the rough to like a polished stone, you know? You get to kind of hear that transition, like from raw to finished product. Back in the day, if I ever hit a brick wall or something, I'd always have those guys to fall back on, or I'd go and do another hobby, just take my mind off it. Like, it's always go play video games or go paint miniatures or do something, right? You don't have to be stuck on that thing. You can go on to something else and come back to it. It's a common term, like, oh, that looks forced or that sounds forced. You don't want that because it comes out in whatever art you're doing. There's a whole lot of brick walls you can encounter doing any kind of art. My personal advice to overcome those brick walls is it's okay to leave them as a brick wall until you have the right tools or right mindset to tear that brick wall down. Man, I could tell you stories like me and when I very first started doing it, like before me and Bees got into it, me and my buddy DeLon went to his buddy's house. I want to give him a shout out. Ray Music, I think he goes by. But we went there and I was trying to spit this verse. And like there was a delay between my headphones and the beat or something. Like my microphone, like I could hear myself talk, but it was delayed over the beat that I was hearing. So I kept stuttering myself and it literally sounded like I had marbles in my mouth. So they're listening to the audio playback like 1,000 times on a repeat and we're all just crying, laughing about it. And I think that is a good way to take it instead of being bummed out about it. Like it's okay to fuck up sometimes. You know, just take it in stride, have a good laugh about it and continue on.
Right, and last but not least, the most loaded question of them all. What makes your art unique?
My voice, I think, was a big aspect of something that was different of the music that I was doing. In my area especially, nobody had that, nobody has my voice, right? I rep my hometown, the sound
freezing cold. People pull up in their hopper.
I've always been super passionate about music, but back in the days before my balls dropped, whatever, I loved singing, loved, and I still do. I sing all the time. I just can't hit high notes. So whatever, I use that deeper, I wouldn't say bass, but like baritone-ish voice to go along with my rap music, and especially the time that I was doing it, nobody was really doing that deeper sound. So I think that would be the most original thing. Hey, it's Dylan, aka Ruthless, aka the illest DBA, aka Oscar the Clout, and this is Highlights.
Yeah,
You fuck with that?
that was fucking solid.